Hi, it's Will from StormTheCastle.com, and this video is all about mead. I call this, what is mead and how do you make it? I'll tell you a little bit about mead, and I will show you a little bit of an overview of how it's made. It's actually quite simple. This isn't a full tutorial on how to make it. I have other tutorials like that, and I'll put a link in the video to show you. So a couple of things. Let's first tackle what mead is. Some people know and a lot of people actually don't know. Mead is wine. But instead of being made from grapes, like most wines, it's actually made from honey. Honey is the source of sugars that are taken by the yeast and transformed into alcohol. So, mead is an alcoholic beverage, and it typically has a volume, an alcohol volume percentage of around 13 to 16%, something like that. So it's about an average wine. So let me take a couple, mead, the Vikings are famous for their mead, rightfully so, but mead actually, we're pretty sure that it predates that by a lot. There are some clues and about the ancient Egyptians brewing mead. We don't know it for a fact, but there's some pretty good clues about that. So it's been around a long time, and there's an ongoing debate as to whether grape wine or honey wine came first, and I guess it really doesn't matter. So let's take a look at a couple of things here. See, this is mead that I've made myself. An interesting thing about it is, as you can see, depending on the yeast and the wine and the honey you use, you can get a different look. Like this is a lot. This uses a wildflower honey, and this uses a clover honey. So you can see the difference in the color of it. And one of the beautiful things about mead, and that I love the best, is that you can add fruits to it to make a fruit mead. This one has cherries added to it. So that's just a little bit about what mead is. It's an alcoholic beverage, so of course you can't possess it, drink it, or make it if you're underage. You have to be of legal age when it comes to mead. So let me show you a couple of things about making it. All you really need is three things. You need honey, you need water, and yeast. Now typically you use a wine yeast. They sell them for like $1, a packet of wine yeast. You can also use bread yeast, which I've used many times. Works good. Not as good as wine yeast, but it's fine. And you add these together in a jug, and your mead starts fermenting. Now, you have to be careful of sanitation. You want only your yeast to grow inside here. But see, this is like a day old, and it's starting to be active. If you can see the bubbling, it's starting to bubble. The yeast gives off gases as it's growing, and also as a byproduct, it gives off alcohol. So that's what happens. Now, after a certain amount of time, once that, in a couple of weeks usually, when that ferment is slowed down significantly, you would siphon that into a new bottle. And you siphon it because you want to leave all the junk behind. This will get an inch or so of sediment, which is dead yeast. You don't want that to stay with your wine. You siphon off the liquid into a new jug and leave all the sediment behind, like I have here. And you can see that this jug is starting to transform into wine. You see how it's got a nice look to it, nice clearing up nicely, starting to look like wine rather than this cloudy stuff. And then once that goes through its secondary ferment, that's called the secondary ferment, then you would bottle it, like I've done here. Now, I make a lot of batches of 1 gallon, but traditionally, winemakers and mead makers would use these big jugs. Can you see that there? That's a 5 or 6 gallon jug. So that's how people often make it, out of these big containers like this, which makes quite a bit of mead, like 24 bottles, all said and done. So that's mead, and quickly how you make it. Let me just give you one more quick overview. 1 quart of honey. This is a quart, which is 4 cups. A packet of yeast, and water. And that's basically it. There are a few other things you could do. Use some chemicals to purify it, sanitize it, help it along, and stuff like that. And I do have videos on how to do that, a more step-by-step process. So that is and I also have a book, if you're interested, called The Secret Art of Mead Making Revealed. Lots of mead videos on my website here, and on my website at StormTheCastle.com, and here on my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.